I am so happy you're here.
Yay.
I remember moving back here, and you have your photography business, and I started my entertainment business, and you have been such a cheerleader from the start. And not only that, you just got it. Like
Mhm.
everything I've ventured into, you have understood, and I really value understanding. But it's been so beautiful to have another business owner and mom alongside me who gets my vision and gets where I'm headed. And so it's been so beautiful. And I've been
Yeah.
so grateful for you.
Aw.
It's true.
Likewise.
Oh,
Yes, I think female entrepreneurs, especially moms, like we just kind of speak a different
you
language.
do.
So it's been nice. But yeah, gosh, I remember I feel like it was 2021
Yeah.
um when I first met you
Yes.
and I had you over to my house to do the
Yes.
photo shoot with Elsa,
Yeah.
Ice Queen.
Ice cream.
And and my daughter, she was still 1, she wasn't even 2.
Yeah. Baby.
She didn't even know who that was. I remember
Yeah.
you came over and she looked at you like, "You're
Huh?
kind of overdressed, but okay."
I think being overdressed is fine. Always, Emma.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. So you've done so much since then and grown
Yeah.
and,
Oh my gosh.
um,
Well, you
yeah.
too now, because now you have 2 babes.
Yes.
And, like, a lot of people like to joke, which I don't actually like, but you know what? We're learning how to have thicker skin. But a lot of people joke with me. They're like, "You have, like, 18 businesses." I'm like, "Okay, actually, it's not 18,
No,
but"
it's I know. Well, I mean, I lay in bed at night and I think of new business ideas. Like I think
Yes.
we all just
Yes.
are wired that way, and
We
so
are.
we just have to keep
Yeah.
creating and doing new stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's part of being a creative, and also, gosh, we really are jumping into so many topics right off the bat, but truly because, you and I as moms who really value being in the home and being with our kids a lot,
Mhm.
I my kids do come first. Business does come second. So my business model is second to my home model. Like
Yeah.
my structure in the home comes first to
Mhm.
business. So, it is not makeshifting business, but it's making your business work for you and saying yes and no to the right things so
Mhm.
that your priorities, stay in line. But anyway, I love that you understand that. And we both, I think, it takes a lot of guts and gusto and confidence to kind of be trying out new things in like with an audience
Yes.
that's
In real
so
time.
challenging.
Yeah.
So, as people kind of sometimes can say, "Oh, well, what are you doing these days?" I'm
Mhm.
like, making it work.
Mhm.
I'm momming, and I'm also like, that creative side of us. I enjoy doing so many different things.
Yeah. I think
It's
that can
good.
be seen as, however light you want to see it in, as
So
good
true.
or bad, because
It's true.
I know sometimes it can feel like, gosh, like you're always changing and doing something different, but that can also be a good thing. And I
Yeah,
think it's a good thing because we only have this one life. We gotta
absolutely.
I'm not gonna be
Absolutely.
doing the same thing all the time.
No.
That's what I started in a career like that and quickly learned that this is not gonna work for me.
Yes.
It works for some
It
people,
does.
great. My husband, he's one of them, not me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, Gosh, yes, it's just been cool to see both of our like businesses. We've had busier seasons, and then you like when you had, Nora, like you slowed down a little bit,
Yeah.
but then like just the ebb and flow of motherhood and business and figuring it out and knowing I love one thing that I love is any opportunity or any business I've owned or
Mhm.
any event I've run, etc. I love, it might not be a 20-year project or a 20-year business, but I love learning and taking what I can from everything. Like we were talking about, a project I just did, and I was able to like interview people. And then the next time I'm going to be on a teleprompter, and that's a newer skill for me. And I'm so excited because from anything that you do, there's always something you can learn
Mhm.
and gain. And if you see the world through those eyes, then everything goes your way. I went to a conference, truly, It was a personal development, but also a business conference in Utah. And that's one thing that he was talking about. Like he was kind of having the crowd is very, very high energy, a hype. And I really enjoyed it. But he was talking about everything goes my way. And he like wanted us to say that and write it down. And it's not from this place of arrogance. It's from this place of just like, God, like he uses everything for our good. And same with, okay, so say something doesn't go our way and we take a left turn instead of a right, but everything will work out. You just have to like take apart the good, gratitude, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. One of my friends, she was saying something similar.
Mm.
I think she said like good things are always happening to me, or good things happen to me. And she just is trying to reframe her life like
Love
that in that
it.
lens. And yeah, because it's one of those things like, if you're buying a new car
Yes.
and let's say you want a black Telluride and all of a sudden when you're driving you're going to see black Tellurides everywhere.
It's
Or
so
say we're always
true.
there, but you're looking for it. So I really like that analogy. Like if you're looking for the good, you're going to find the good. And if you're
Absolutely.
looking for bad things, there's plenty of bad things to find
Yeah,
too. And I think that just comes back to like how you view life and your day and the world. And
absolutely.
we have to just find the good things. And when you're looking for it, you'll find more.
Yes. Well, you know what? You kind of perfectly led us into an intro that we
Okay.
easily skipped because we have so much to talk about and so much history together by now. But I love teaching and speaking about a few foundational things. I love talking about character and building unshakable character, building up women of character. And then you do so by learning how to emotionally regulate at the foundation, which that term is not necessarily off putting, but a lot of people don't know what that is. They don't know that that is what is missing
Right.
in their life.
Hmm.
That's what's preventing the good habits. That's what's preventing you from reaching the goal. That's what is keeping you from the transformation you're looking for. So I absolutely love teaching about emotional regulation as the foundation to building up women of character. And then, like so well, I really think that a woman of character puts a lot of time, effort, and energy into 5 pillars.
Hmm.
And that is self, faith, health and fitness, wealth and finance, and relationships. Um, but that core piece that you just brought up is the story. And
Hmm.
that is how we get to that emotional regulation piece because oftentimes we're telling ourselves a really bad storyline. And like your friend, she says, good things happen to me.
Hmm.
So I also just wrote down like, one, it's a choice.
Yes.
It's a choice to choose that as the first thought.
Yeah.
When you have the bad thought, it's your choice to then switch it or to focus on a better one.
Right. Like the first thought is not necessarily your fault, but the second one
Yes.
you choose. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you continue to choose it.
Yeah.
And listen, like I always say with my current coaching client, I'm like, I know that what I'm asking you to do is hard.
Yeah.
It's super simple, but it is very difficult
Hmm.
to actually do that, right? It's this feeling of like stretching where you can't quite break free. It's like it's a really frustrating feeling. It's feels like shedding of snake skin, but it can be so difficult. So it's simple, but it's very hard. Um but like you said, choice. It's that choice to choose the better thought. Also, even yesterday I had quite a few like little hits that just happened yesterday in my personal life and I love it because I even texted my girlfriend. I said, well, old me would have handled this day so much differently than new me.
Yeah.
So I just gave myself that moment of like, good job, babe. And like, thank you, me to me.
Yeah.
I literally texted my friend. I said, I'm saying thank you, me to me. Because again, like you will thank your past self and your
True.
future self will thank you if you practice these principles. But just the fact yesterday that I had some hits and some negative things that happened in my life. But at the end of the day, I said, wow, it was actually a really good day because both can exist.
Yeah.
when we step into that black and white thinking
Mhm.
of everything bad, nothing good happens to me. It's like, really? Or life sucks. It's horrible, if you're in a really bad mood or bad day
Yeah.
or season. So just knowing that in anything good, there are good and bad.
Right.
They're hard and easy.
Yeah. And um my husband used to tell me it would be like middle of the day and I was having a bad day and like, oh, I just want this day to be over. And he would hate it when I would say that. He's like just an optimist. I kind of think you're predisposed, or I don't know if you're predisposed, you're born like that, or like how you're raised. I don't know what it is, but I do think some people
Mm.
are just like more prone to being
Yes.
positive or negative. And so he's helped me a lot and be like, Brittany, like, don't give up on the day.
I love that. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. That is so juicy. That's so
Yeah.
rich. I'm writing that down.
And
That's
I
so
mean, gosh,
rich.
now like being a mom, the days are long.
The
The
days are
days are so
long.
long. So you cannot give up at 11 a.m. Like
No.
you got 12 more hours. So
Yeah.
yes, I think there's good and bad. And
Yes.
it's, yeah, it's hard to, you can't just label something as one thing. There's so many things
Yeah.
can coexist.
Yeah.
And just in the world right now, like
Yeah.
there's so many bad things happening, but
Mhm.
there's also little joys and little pieces of beauty all around if you look
That's so
for it.
true.
You have to look for
Yeah.
it harder some days than
Yeah.
others.
That's true.
But photography helped me with that because
Wow.
it just it made me look at or just look around, look up, you know? Before I was in a cubicle and I didn't even see the sun. I went to work in the dark and left in the
Oh,
dark,
yeah.
and it's just not for me. But
No.
couldn't do it. But yeah, photography, it forces you to learn light first of all, and you just kind of notice things more and even
Mm.
just I don't know. It sounds cheesy, but
There is like I love cheese, first of all, but it's not cheesy. Like that's so beautiful because I think that's such actually a good takeaway for our talk today because I think anyone would find that so helpful because we all have those moments when we wake up at 8 and we're like, "Oh, the day can end right now."
yeah.
But if you're like, "Don't give up on the day." Like there's still so much opportunity to
Mhm.
make this a good day even for us moms. Maybe our kids have been unruly and it's
Mhm.
been like a super difficult motherhood day. And, maybe XYZ happened and even we had not great interactions with our kids. You can still make bedtime a beautiful change, like the day opportunity.
Yeah.
I love doing that. I love when
Mhm.
I've had a rough day, but then bedtime's beautiful and I take a little extra time and care and talk
Mhm.
with my kids longer. And it's just a way to like flip it.
Mhm.
It's beautiful, and then I can at the end of the day go, "Oh, you know what? Turned out to be a really nice day because you didn't give up on the day."
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. And also, the photography and about light, what you mentioned, and just seeing things through truly a different lens.
Mhm.
And like the photography has forced you to capture really beautiful moments.
Yes.
That's so
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah, and you have to look for them to
That's
capture
true.
them.
Hmm.
And just I don't know, I just notice light more in the sun and I was on a walk yesterday and
Mm.
just during golden hour, which is
Yeah.
towards sunset,
Yeah.
which is like the best time of day for
Yeah.
photography.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, and just I was on a walk and just seeing how like here in Florida, there's still some trees that have like yellow or orange leaves
Yeah.
and just seeing how the light like hits that and I don't know. It was just something small like that you have to just count as like wow, like that was a little piece of beauty that I chose to
Absolutely.
notice, you know.
Um, I like what you said that about making it count because that's actually what I've been teaching myself and teaching my kids lately. Because, my son lately has been, at night he'll be like, "Mom, like I wanted to stay up later
Mm.
and I didn't get to do this today and I didn't get to do that today." And then, of course, as a mom, it frustrates me, but I'm like, no, no, no. I am supposed to be teaching him these principles. So it's not a moment for me to get frustrated with him about not being grateful. This is an opportunity to teach him how to be grateful, which I think
Hmm.
oftentimes we forget that that's literally what motherhood is.
Yeah, you have to learn it.
Yeah.
And that can be frustrating for sure as a parent.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't these kids more grateful? But
Oh,
they
but
don't
wait, no
know.
one
Like,
taught them.
yeah.
Yeah, that how to. Like,
Hmm.
again, they didn't come out of the box
No,
like
no.
grateful, patient, self-discipline.
Yeah.
No, like that is for us.
Yeah.
And it's
And
that kind of,
something at Emma's school, they really focus on the fruits of the spirit,
it's beautiful.
which whether you're religious or not, I think anybody can
Yeah.
agree that the fruits of the spirit are good and are
Yeah.
part of the character we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so I like that she's learning more about that and just, you know, all of those make up somebody's character. And
Absolutely.
you have a lot of them are learned.
Yes,
Hmm.
or not, or forgotten,
Yes.
or not chosen, right?
Right.
I keep telling my kids lately, baby, I need you to be patient. Remember, you have to choose patience.
Yeah.
Patience doesn't choose you. And I tell that to
Yeah.
myself all the time because it's not just this thing like, oh Lord, give me patience. No, it's a choice. You
Hmm.
choose to practice the art of patience. You choose gentleness. Like the
Right.
opposite can be so much easier sometimes. But in teaching my son, the gratitude, at the end of the night, sometimes, like I said, when he's like, oh, we didn't get to do XYZ, XYZ, and, the day's over and everything's miserable now. I'm like, baby doll, remember everything we did get to do today. And those things have to be able to fill up your cup a little bit.
Hmm.
Like you can still want more. That's fine. You can still look, and I help them tell a different story. So I say, baby, instead of saying I didn't get to, say, I can't wait to do
Yeah.
this
And you
again.
can look forward to maybe doing it tomorrow.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like you said, the golden hour, like that has to count for something. So everything good in our day has to count for something. So if we're just in that position of, oh, what a day's waste, or
Hmm.
everything was horrible, like what a waste of those good things that did happen in your day. We have to let it count for something.
Yeah.
And that will
Big or
help.
small.
Yeah, big or small. And that will help you. Like I always talk about, emotional regulation is you being at a good baseline. And
Hmm.
that's what will help you be at a good baseline when you don't overweigh the negative
Hmm.
and forget to count the positive. It's like, oh, wait, and that's a really steady base to be at.
Yeah. And I think being emotionally regulated is definitely a skill to
Hmm.
learn.
Yeah.
Even just knowing what it is. I don't think I had heard of that wording until I became a parent.
Yeah.
So because we have to teach them how to regulate their emotions because they literally can't. But
They
we
can.
have to do that to ourselves first before we can co-regulate somebody else, which is
Yes.
quite difficult at times.
Yes.
So, and that's okay, but I think just I mean motherhood is just so refining. It's the most
It is.
refining experience
It is.
I've had. So, it can kind of show you really in the face what, you know, something that you have a weakness of
Yeah.
or need to work on.
Absolutely.
Um, because being emotionally regulated, it can be really hard and it's a choice. You have to make that choice every day and multiple times a day.
Yes,
And
multiple
especially at the
times a
end of the
moment.
day
Yeah.
when you're just spent,
Yeah.
but you teach this that all those five
Yeah.
things they all work together,
Yeah.
and I think they all work together to help you be regulated,
Mhm.
um because they're all kind of pieces of the puzzle, and you can't just wake up and be like, oh, I'm gonna be emotionally regulated all day without
Yeah.
taking care of yourself,
Yes.
which is so hard to do as parents, as
Mhm.
women, mothers, as business owners. And it just, It's so hard to learn. I'm still learning how to you have to like fill your cup before you can
Yes.
pour it out, which I'm like, "Oh, that's a nice saying, but like you have to be selfless too as a mom, so like which is it?"
Yeah.
But you can't I don't know, I'm just still learning and probably will forever be learning
Yeah.
that you have to take care of yourself and to be able to best take care of your
Mhm.
little people.
Yeah, well, and it's also stamina.
Mhm.
And I actually was talking to my one of my mentors yesterday, and I said, a trouble point I'm having is the stamina to scale, right?
Mhm.
The stamina to scale different ventures I have in my life. And he was like, "Wow, that's so good. I'm going to use it if you don't." I was like, "Go ahead." But think about it when we're growing children, like that's what we're doing. We're having the
Mhm.
stamina to scale, and they need us to have this solid backbone
Mhm.
to come to when they don't know how to face world's challenges yet. Like that is what we're there for. And
Yeah.
when things are going crazy in their life, we're supposed to be there to be steady for them. And if we don't know how to do that, it's our job to figure that out, which
Mhm.
is why we're here. Because, I didn't know, same with you. I didn't know that the piece I was so desperately missing in my life was emotional regulation. I had no clue.
Mhm.
I think what are they calling it these days? Just a really sensitive person. Is it HSP, highly sensitive people? But
Yeah, I've heard that.
yeah, that's a newer term,
Yeah.
I suppose. But I'm very emotional
Yeah.
personally by nature. That's what makes me a really good performer.
Mhm.
And I can relate to a lot of people because I feel
Yeah, an empath.
yeah,
Yeah.
empath and things like this, all really good qualities, but those were overdeveloped in me, and the emotional regulation is underdeveloped.
Mhm.
And so in motherhood, that was very difficult, but I'm
Yeah.
so glad that I was able to say, "Oh, something's not working. I don't know what the missing piece is, but I'm going to figure it out."
Yeah.
And so, and I think probably you've been here too, but sometimes I've been in that really dark pit
Mhm.
where you're like, there is absolutely no light and I have no clue how to get out of this. Like, where are the steps? Uh,
This wasn't in the manual.
this wasn't in the manual. Yeah. Like, so
Yeah.
what I have done is I've written the steps. I've like
Yeah.
made a ladder that's
Mhm.
teachable to other people so
Mhm.
that I can't climb the ladder for you, but I can show you, hey, the ladder's like right here and these are the steps. And so that's what we're doing because, you know, um, like I think it's Ed Milet says that you are most equipped to help the person you were 5 years ago. And God bless. Like my business is almost 5 years old. So truly 5 years ago, I needed this. And this is why I've created this and what we're talking about today. Um, and before we jumped on, I was talking with you, I was remembering, gosh, it probably was 4 or 5 years ago that we met at a local gym
Mhm.
and they had like a little coffee shop table seated area. And we sat there and I remember for the first time telling you, I don't know what this is. Hi, it's Lindsay, women of character,
Mhm.
all this stuff. I don't know what this is, but I see a need.
Mhm.
And because I had found transformation in my own life in most of these pivotal areas that I identify as really vital. So I had found that transformation and I had a lot of women reaching out to me, "Can you help me? I need that too." And I didn't quite know what the how to was, like how to help them. So I was
Yeah.
like, well, you've heard me say this all the time, but I'm not going to teach women how to open a business. I'm not fully equipped to like teach them about investments, et cetera, et cetera. So all these years have taught me, oh, this is the missing piece. This is the foundation, and everything else becomes so much easier from there. So I just remember talking to you about my vision for what we're doing now.
Mhm.
And I just remember you as another mom because our oldest or our youngest, no, my youngest and your oldest are the same age.
Mhm.
And I remember like we were definitely in the thick of motherhood.
Yeah.
And I just remember you saying to me, like, I need that. You're like, I need what you're talking about.
Sure.
Because it's so vital, like you need a support system. And even my partner talks about, I don't really, he's older than me. And he's like, I don't really understand the purpose of coaching. Like, so there's so many coaches out in the world now. I don't really understand that. And I tell him, like, our generation is different.
Mhm.
And we were talking about this on the phone
Yes.
too, maybe earlier this week, that our generation is different where we don't have that maybe matriarch, patriarch in the family anymore who's retired and just able to pour into us and teach us these really basic principles of how to be a mom, how to all these
Mhm.
things. So that's why the world is just different.
It is. It's very different, and I think our each generation is different, but the one that we're in is a big
Yeah.
difference as far as that and village and just mentors
Yeah.
like you're saying. I think previous generations they did have mentors and like free that you didn't have to
Yes.
pay for it,
Yeah.
just the lady down the street or
Right.
someone at your church who just people don't really have this free time to do that anymore. The
Mm-mm.
world's just really not set up for that, so I
Yeah.
think that's where the coaching comes in.
Yeah.
And you kind of I've had to learn for sure that you have to sometimes create your own village and
Yes.
you have to be a villager to have a
Yeah.
village. Like you can't just
I
sit,
love that.
especially moving here from a different
Yeah.
place, not knowing anybody.
Yeah.
It took a long time to find people who even wanted,
Hmm.
somebody else in their already very established village,
Right.
which was so frustrating. But
Yeah.
now, um, where we live, it's just grown so much, and I
Yeah.
love that there's people moving here from other places all the
Hmm.
time now. And because I
It's
think,
not just us.
yeah, not like I don't have any family here, and
Yeah.
I didn't have a village, so I had to create one, which is a lot of hard work, but it's so,
Yes.
um, life-giving and
Yeah.
necessary, especially as a mother.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. No,
yeah.
you do. Like you said, you have to find that support. You
Yeah.
have to see the value in the support and the village. And
Mhm.
sometimes you have to find that. And you do need to be selective.
Mhm.
And, it's like picking your own board of directors.
Yeah.
Who are you going to do life with? And you do need to do life with other people.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think, definitely there's so many types of coaches now,
Yeah.
um gosh, for any avenue in
Yes.
life, let alone business.
Yeah.
I currently have a coach for my business. I love it. But I've
Me too.
always loved just like self growth
Yes.
and just I've always been interested in that.
Yeah.
And I love just learning from people like you said who are a few years ahead of me.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's what you're trying to do for so many
Yeah.
people. And I think, it's really needed.
Yeah. Well, it's guidance, it's encouragement because also like, I have found recently that in some of my relationships I'm like asking too much. Like one friend cannot be everything that you need.
Mhm.
One friend can't take on all of the like you, right? I can't come to you and have you help give me support for motherhood and my business sounding board. And that's so many roles to fill for one person who also has a family and a business. So we have to have a bigger support system. Which
Yeah.
me too. I think you and I will forever be in coaching because we want that guiding light. We
Mhm.
want that next step. We love, that's part of again being creative. I do like watching myself grow and transform. It's interesting. It's a
Mhm.
compliment when people say to me, "You're different." I'm
Mhm.
like, "Thank you. I've worked very hard to be different." They're like, "Oh, yeah, I've noticed like you're a little different." I'm like, "Thank you so much. It cost me a lot of money
Yes.
and a
True.
lot of time and effort and energy."
Yes.
So that's such a compliment because, I'm working. The work I'm doing is working. And I have found coaching is so fulfilling for me because you're able to give back and just truly I'm helping my past self.
Mhm.
In coaching and in teaching what I'm teaching, I'm able to help other versions of me,
Yeah.
and other people get the support that I so desperately needed that I didn't know I needed.
Right.
Um,
For
so
sure.
it's so fulfilling to hear people say, "Wow, I didn't know that this is what I needed. Wow, you helped save my marriage with this tool that I didn't know was the void." Or, "Wow, I'm such a better mom
Mhm.
now." Or, "Wow, thank you so much. I love your posts. They're so encouraging. I'm, getting divorced and your posts help me know that I can keep going or help me stay
Yeah.
steady or have helped me find a baseline or I'm not as reactive to my partner anymore because we talked a lot about our kids,
Mhm.
but also like our partner can sometimes be off baseline and we can either choose to react to them or be aware that, oh, they're a little off base. I'm not going to react to them because this, like, when you're off base, you're going to step a little bit outside of your normal character, right? You're
Mhm.
not going to act as your normal character would. You
Mhm.
might be a little sharper, a little, um, you know, just off base and out of your like personality, off character. And so it's up to us to recognize that and then be able to give more grace to people and our partners. And that really that goes so far in any relationship, even a friendship, helps
Mhm.
us not take things so personally.
Yes.
Um, that's been one thing, I think I took a lot of things personally for so long. I'm like learning, oh, this is literally isn't about me, you know?
Yeah, that's something I'm forever will be learning, but I
Yeah.
think it is really true. Like it's
Mm.
not about you.
No, it's not.
There most of the time, if not all the time, it has nothing to do with
Yeah.
you. So, yeah,
That's
it's
so
just
freeing.
it
It's
is.
freeing for you, and it's also letting people off of this really sharp hook that you have,
Mhm.
and at least that's been my experience. Just letting people have their bad day, letting the sharp comments slide.
Yeah,
Because here's the deal, people typically know when they've said a sharp comment to you, they don't need the lecture afterwards. They
right.
know how they should be. Like silence is such a big tool.
Mhm.
Um, But yes, I know that you and I have talked a lot about like anxiety too.
Mhm.
And I've realized that anxiety and control are best friends. They're like BFFs. They have like the little
Sure.
matching heart necklaces and everything. Um, but it's so helpful in this like in this journey of emotional regulation and teaching that how I keep seeing that in all of my clients
Yeah.
that they have so much anxiety because of this story that they're telling themselves and it's coming from a lack of control
Mhm.
because again the good intention there is safety, personal safety, or
Mhm.
they have good intention but it's like killing them from the inside out. And so it's
Yes.
helping people be aware of that and find that baseline so that then you can grow.
Yes. I think that's another thing that having kids has taught me how much I am not in control,
Yes.
which is
Wow.
so humbling,
Yeah.
but it's true. And I feel like times in my life with talking about kids or not, the more I've tried to be in control, the
Yeah.
harder I've tried to cling to it and
Yes.
force it, the more I realize I am not in
Yes.
control.
Yeah.
And it's definitely frustrating. But that's another thing you just have to learn over time. I
Yeah.
think um yeah, there's just so much in life, and I think uh if you're a believer, we we're supposed to know and believe that God is in control, and I think
Absolutely.
sometimes maybe he wants to remind us of that.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
sweetie, like I've got it. I was talking to a friend who was trying to apply for different jobs, and she was just getting a little bit frustrated and she didn't get a job she applied for. And then I was thinking back to when I have applied for jobs a long time ago now, but it's so frustrating, and you do wanna, like, gosh, like, why didn't I get that? Like,
I know.
I checked all the boxes, I did all the right things, like, was it this? Was it this? And there may not be, like, a reason in the moment, but over time, sometimes sooner than others, I was able to look back and be like, "Oh, that's why I didn't get it."
Yes.
Or that's why I'm glad I didn't get this. That would have been terrible for me. Or my husband, same thing. Like if he had gotten this role, then this happened and then this would have
Yeah.
happened, or this company did a big layoff like right after this. Or it's just even with, back if you're like,
Mm.
and if you're dating and somebody breaks up with you and you
Yeah.
think it's the end of the world, but then later on you realize, oh my gosh, like that would have been,
Thank you.
yes, like that would have been a terrible marriage.
Yeah,
But it's just hard to see sometimes.
it is.
So
Well, so the counter to control is surrender.
yeah.
And again, it's just like what I said about patience and any character trait, any character quality is, you have to choose surrender. Surrender doesn't choose you. I mean, the
Hmm.
world can put, a rough day in motherhood, a job layoff, like, the world can and God can like kind of push you towards surrender where you like, okay, God, I finally get the message.
Yeah.
But let's like avoid those steps. Let's just surrender anyway.
Yeah,
But it is a choice, just like patience.
for
And that's
sure.
the counter. My son's in jujitsu, so that's what I'm thinking of. Um, Yesterday they were saying this is wrestling. For every move, there's a counter move. So
Mm.
truly, for every like negative emotion, there's a positive one. So surrender combats control.
Mhm.
And if we can talk ourselves into anxiety, we can absolutely talk ourselves out of anxiety. And that's been beautiful. Like, because I'll be so stressed out one day and, oh, there's so much going on and the kids and it's a Valentine's party and the lunches and dinner and then someone canceled and someone's sick. Yesterday I got my son from
Mhm.
school early, all this stuff. And it's like, just hold on. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to get 2 quiet hours with just my son today. Great. Wonderful. It's just that little shift in the storytelling, which as a photographer for many special moments for people, the power of the story. And of course, my background in performing, I know the power of the story. But it really is so true.
Yes, definitely. Um, I know. I feel like when we first met, um, I for sure would get so frustrated if one of my kids got sick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
We
but I
both
had my
did.
yeah, we would talk like, but I
Yes.
had all this stuff planned for this day, and I had to get all this done,
Yes.
and so I think it just as you grow in
Yeah.
motherhood, you just have to be like, can't do anything
Yes.
about it. It is what it
And
is.
make the most
Yeah.
of it. Like, oh, that I'm so glad. You know what? I'm so glad we have both maybe not necessarily perfectly figured it out, but
No.
figured that out to an extent because I do remember that too, where
Yeah.
we'd both be like, oh, so and so sick today. I had so much to do. It's
Yeah.
like, no, like we can't miss the opportunity to nurture our children because
Mhm.
of our task list. So even when we talk about those 5 pillars of being a woman of character, one is relationships. And we can't forget that relationship is so much more weighty than task.
Yes. And I think for different personalities
Yeah.
and temperaments, you gear towards your task focused
Yeah.
or relationship focused or centered.
Yes.
Um just how you're made. And I
Yeah.
think yeah, both are important, but to me, people should and do and will come, before
Yeah.
things to get done.
Yeah.
Yeah, relationships are very important to me. Um I've made a lot of groups in the past and just
Yes.
kind of I like to gather people and kind of, find like, oh, this person would like
Yeah.
this person. They have this in common and like we should all be friends and let's go do this and this.
That is like your spiritual gift. No, I do think it is.
Yes, I think somebody has called me a community curator
I like
before
that.
and I like that, and that's
Mhm.
it's again goes back to that village
Yeah.
thing. And I think today like we're just always on our phones and like we can have
Yeah.
so many friends on social media, but it's never going to replace like actual
No.
friendship and meeting in person, like
Yeah.
seeing somebody in person and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not just talking through a
Yeah.
screen. Um, which it's getting harder and harder to do.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just so important and to teach our next generation we're raising that
Yeah.
we don't all just live on a screen, even though they seem to come out of the
No.
womb and know how to work a
It's
phone.
true. No, it's so true. But, even me, like, and you finding people who value that
Yes,
also.
it is. Yes, and not everybody values
No.
that, and it
And
can
not everyone
be
needs the same amount. I think you and I
no.
probably need more socialization or
Yeah,
relationship
sure.
fulfillment than others. Um, but yeah, finding friends who, I think that's why we are friends. We both mother pretty similarly. We both have our business. We both enjoy working also.
Yes.
Even when we complain about it at times to each other.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
so
Yes,
which
and
is
I
part of
think
it.
that's something really important as women
Yeah.
and raising um I have two daughters, you have one daughter, and just, raising the next generation of women and like work is not bad. It's not
Mm-mm.
it doesn't always have to be miserable.
No.
And if it is, like have the courage to find a different way.
Yeah.
Um But yeah, I'm a little bit of a feminist. So I want to I think it's important to
Oh my
show
gosh.
the girls, like you really can do anything you want. You can.
Yeah.
And it sounds cliche, but it's true. If you put your mind to it and like you have to work really, really, really
Yeah.
hard, harder than you think
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's true.
But if you can find something that to do for work that's fulfilling,
Yeah.
it just opens up your life and like it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
I told you I was telling my daughter the other day like um that we couldn't do XYZ because mommy had to work,
Yes.
and it almost like came out of my mouth just like a something that I hear a lot, or
Mhm.
I was about to say like, oh, like I'm so sorry, like I wish I didn't have to work, but mommy has to but I'm like, wait a second, like that's not even true. Like I
No.
like what I do.
Yes.
I like working and I want to work. And it's okay if you don't, but like if you do as a woman, like there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And I think it's important to teach our girls that too. Like
Absolutely.
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Well,
So,
that work, right? Work is fulfilling. I know for myself, I found lately, when I'm maybe in a down season of life, like a little, my mood is a little more down. I'm like, oh, I truly am not working hard enough.
mhm.
I like, at the end of a day where you've really worked hard, really completed a project at like 100%, I sleep so good at night.
Yeah, it's very
It's
fulfilling.
fulfilling. Yeah.
Yeah, to
So
be productive and
yeah. And
yeah.
just, you know, I've been teaching my kids that too. Like mommy's really good at what she does. And I love, and I love helping
Like that.
people and I
Yeah.
love entertaining people.
Uh-huh.
And it brings me so much joy. And then I'm
Mhm.
able to be such a present mom with you guys. And
Mhm.
this helps us be able to travel, just all the things
Yeah.
like, um, just
Yes.
gratitude. And
Yeah.
sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do, just like you're saying, teaching our kids those principles that are so full. I mean, who else are they going to get that from? I think one generation before us like kind of forgot that like they were the ones who were supposed to teach us all this stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's
They
just
didn't get the memo, I guess.
yeah, it's different. It
Yeah,
really is.
it is.
Yeah.
But I'm so grateful that we could talk today. And I really do think that you are someone who embodies a woman of character. And it's been so wonderful, truly, with you and I, because, like I said, we talked about this concept of women of character and what I'm building here years ago.
Mhm.
And to see this change and transform, and that now it's fulfilling other women, and for you and I to see each other change and transform, I think has
Mhm.
been really beautiful.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I like how we can both look back on, who we were
Yeah.
5 years ago and be candid with how we've grown and changed with each other, because
Yeah.
not everybody can or will
Mm,
do that. And I think it's important to find people like that in
yeah.
your life
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Gosh, I guess just one last story to wrap it up. I remember, truly, I had such a problem with emotional regulation, did not know that was the void in my life. And I remember like I'd sent you probably like a 10-minute voice memo and I was like losing my mind and the day wasn't going as planned and single mom and trying to start a business and figuring it out and still working, a job. Like
Mhm.
there was so much going on. And so because of that, like it stirred the pot and my emotional regulation was like super lacking. That and I was way off base. And so now that like I'm a little more quiet and that you're not getting this like, oh, Lindsay's having a little panic anxiety attack over there. It's like, oh wow, like good job, girl. You've really done like all this hard work,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
so I think that's one thing that, if women or people find themselves in that situation in life, we can all get there, right? Something has gone really wrong in our life and we're not able to get back to base. Like that's what we're here to teach. That's the ladder that I love providing people with access to.
For sure.
But thank you for being here
Yes, thank
and
you for having me.
yeah, and being an example of a woman of character. And it's fun momming with you and doing business with you.
For sure.
And we're going to be starting to do these videos once a week now.
Yes.
So I hope everyone
Excited
stays
for
tuned.
that, to hear all your guests. And
Yeah.
gosh, there's so many different perspectives I like to
Yeah.
hear from.
Me too. You
Yeah.
can you can always learn something from everyone, no matter
Yes.
who it is. And I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah, and you're good about pulling out people's stories.
Yes, I love that too. I love that
Yeah,
too. Well, it's powerful. It's very
for
powerful.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. See you next
Okay.
time.
Thanks. Bye.